Go Pizza presents SCP. The Steve Dangle Podcast with your hosts, Steve Dangle and Adam Wilde.
Gentlemen, I want to spotlight a game that happened that you probably didn't watch.
Where's James, Adam?
James is still at home. I forgot him. I forgot James. I stole Steve's James Rhymer. Did I tell you that? Yeah, I stole it. Went on vacation with it. We had a great time.
I bring you cookies, and you bring me betrayal.
I know. I'm sorry. I just want to shout out.
Cookies.
Well, since we're on it, Mrs.
Adam,
Dangle, shout out.
These are the no Adam cookies.
Shout out Mrs. Dangle for basically, I had to meet her. I had to drive all the way down to her school.
Oh, all the way down. Yeah, you had to slum it out in Durham region, Adam.
It's far, and I had to meet her at lunch. There's so much happening right now. Oh my God! All right, there was an M&M or a Smartie in the middle of a cookie, and Jesse just ate the Smartie and then left the cookie.
That's all I wanted.
Wow.
So I had it.
So now that this show is already off the rails, I want to say thank you to Mrs. Dangle for hooking me up with James Rhymer. It was her that put the extra Morgan Riley on the wall. Yeah. It was her that sold it when Steve was like, hey, there was an extra Morgan Riley on the wall. Oh, yeah, I'm taking that for a Christmas present. And then she texted me right away and said, Steve just asked. And then you texted me and went, now I know why James Reimer's gone. And I'm like, wow, I'm texting both of them right now. It was beautiful.
See,
it was beautiful.
I learned, well, I already knew this, but Mrs. Dangle is a terrible liar. But now I'm concerned because I found out my alleged friend Adam is a good liar. So I don't know how to read anything.
Let's talk about a game that neither of us watched. And Jesse did not watch either. Ooh. Jesse's here. Still eating his Smartie.
It's a little late to be talking about the Grey Cup, Adam.
It is not the Grey Cup.
TFC. No.
Oh, don't be a jerk.
I did not see a second of that.
You're wrong. Now, it was a
Shootout.
Boston University's women's hockey team versus Minnesota's women's hockey team.
Let me get my glasses.
Why are you getting your glasses out? Oh, no.
I can see the thing.
It's not really about the play.
No, I want to see it.
Steve, we're doing a radio show. Do you really think
I'm here.
It would be
Screw
about
the people
play?
listening. I am here.
What is happening right now?
There's a thing on the screen. I thought you were going to show your alleged friend, Steve.
You guys.
I don't get my James Rhymer figure back. I don't get to watch a clip. What do I get, Adam? What do I get?
You get 2 halves of a cookie because Jesse stole the M&M from the middle of it.
Some great friends I have. Merry Christmas. Freaking jerks.
This has been one of the weirdest starts to any show we've had. We're a little rusty.
All right. So here it is. I just want to play it. Just
I am fine.
Listen to it.
Can't wait to listen to this video.
Well, Flynn wins this one back when Tarnowski pushes it for Crossley, and Schilder's ringing around the boards trying to kill off a little bit of time. Flynn and Tarnowski working with it. Tarnowski gets it behind the net. Tarnowski duels for Flynn. Flynn scores! Natalie Flynn! Natalie Flynn! Natalie Flynn! Good morning! Good afternoon! And good night, Minnesota! Natalie Flynn, the captain, with a multi-goal game! I have lost my voice in excitement! The Terriers take this one 6-5 in the overtime!
How about that? That is Max Wolphoff. Boston University obviously sent him down there to cover the game, and he sure did cover that game.
Well, now I understand all the tweets I got. Because people were like, man, you should do play-by-play. And I'm like, and I actually said, well, I don't think they want a screaming lunatic on their broadcast. Mm-hmm. And they went, have you seen? And the answer is no. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. He really went for it.
He did. He really did.
I mean, hey, get it out while you're in school. I mean, that's where you learn, right?
Yep, absolutely. And you know what? Good for him. I like the excitement.
You learn that you kind of do a build. You do a little bit of a slow build before you get here. You can't just be like, oh, yeah, and there's a play going on, and it's exciting. It
did happen. It did happen really quickly. I mean, it was behind the net, and then boom. And then Natalie Flynn, who hadn't scored apparently for an entire year. This is what I'm reading.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
I'm just happy that Steve could see that call.
Me too.
Oh, I am happy Steve saw it too.
I hope the rest of you Google it.
or maybe I should start posting my prep on Reddit like I keep saying I will.
People are doing it for you.
Oh,
so
are
it's
they?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay, well then taken care of. Listen, I have 8 jobs, okay? I have 8 jobs.
We have one listener who always tweets like, "Oh, they're recording a new podcast today. This, and this will be topics." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, I guess so."
Really? Who they say that they guess
Yeah.
at what we're talking about?
Oh, they don't guess, Adam. They tell us.
Oh, okay.
So thanks for that, Andrew.
Did they have Patrick Laine on that list?
I don't know.
Okay, well, here's my question. And this has been asked before. This is not my question, but it's a question I definitely stole from the internet because I think it's actually really a great question.
Good.
Will Patrick Laine be the fastest player to score on all 30 teams in the NHL?
Oh, I saw that.
Oh, that's interesting. Now, will he be the fastest player to score on all 31
Well, 31, yeah. I mean,
next year? Because he's got to score on all 30 this season.
and then 31 being next year.
The race will be on.
Because-
oh my goodness.
So you're counting the goal against.
Of course, I'm counting the goal against Winnipeg.
Oh, Adam, I didn't even understand.
See, I knew Steve didn't get it.
No.
Because he didn't say, "Oh, Adam."
No.
Yeah.
Steve just went along with it like it was a serious question.
Oh, Steve. That's an oh, Steve. You're right.
That is an O, Steve.
What a dummy.
It didn't look like he was shooting it behind the net.
No, it
No,
looked like he was like, I'm net puck goal.
Yeah.
Like that's what he does, right?
I'm net puck goal. That's the new Evgeny Malkin. I am score.
Yes.
I am net puck goal.
I swear to God.
That's the Finnish one. I am net puck goal.
Net puck goal. Yeah, he sees a net, he has the puck. Normally, it's on the other end of the ice.
Yeah.
So I can't say I blame him, right? It's just a natural reaction.
Oh no! Have you ever seen? I think it was like Team Japan, and he scores on his own net, and as soon as he takes the shot, you see his face like, "Ah!" He
Yeah.
realizes what he's done.
Yeah.
I've never seen a player take like a hard wrister behind their own net.
It would have been
Like-
hard. I don't know who was in net for Winnipeg. Was it Hellebuck?
I think it was Hellebuck.
Yeah, Hellebuck would have struggled even if he'd been in position to save that.
I mean, Laine's got a great release.
He really does. Like, it's a really quick
Poor
shot.
guy, man. That's so brutal.
Now-
I felt bad for him.
I thought one of the best things I read on Twitter.
Game-winning goal, by the way.
Game-winning goal. Yeah. So is he the first guy to not only get a goal, but a game-winning goal against all 30 NHL teams?
If he
31.
If he scored on Edmonton after that, would he have got a game-tying goal as well?
A GTG?
A GTG.
Wow.
Very underrated / shouldn't exist. stat.
Doesn't matter. Stat. Yeah.
Does NHL.com mark GTGs as assists
Oh
just
my
for
God.
fun?
Okay, so
Why, were you explaining shots to Jesse? Have you explained shots?
why?
Why what shots count and what shots don't? Like
No.
why a shot off the post doesn't count as a shot?
Oh yeah, a shot off the post doesn't count.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Shot off
that's
the
just
post
a
in the
general
NHL.
rule.
I knew
though.
that because of NHL, like the video game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know
I knew
that,
that.
and that is the most ludicrous thing I've ever
It's
seen.
the stupidest thing
No.
ever.
What is a post a
It's
part
nothing.
of?
The
The
net.
net. So
No.
it is part of the actual structure of the net.
So if it goes off
if
the
you hit-
post and in, is it a goal with no shot?
yes,
If you-
it
no,
would have to be.
What if it hits the post and then banks off the goalie? It's a goal with no
If you
shot.
hit the side of the net, is it a shot?
No, but that's different because it's on the inside.
Yeah, I
No.
think if it hits the side of the goal,
Like
post,
if if the shot comes and it is post and over, like post to post, it should count.
No, it shouldn't.
I think maybe
That
we're
is-
seeing why shot attempts are
Really more important.
better.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I was on NHL.com last night, and I was trying to figure out something about the Leafs power play, and I wanted to look at shorthanded save percentage. So the save percentage goalies have when they're on the penalty kill. And much to my surprise, like 25 goalies, many of whom were starting goalies in the NHL, had not allowed a power play goal yet this season.
really?
Yes. So it turns out NHL.com is just stupid and inverted power play save percentage, which is save percentage while your team has the power play, which who cares, versus while you're on the PK. Which, if that's the case, shouldn't power play goals be shorthanded goals? Shouldn't shorthanded goals be power play goals?
Stop it.
It's NHL.com. A very happy unbirthday to you.
Wow.
Or a merry unbirthday. I always screw that up. Stupid.
I know. I hate that you said happy instead of merry.
I know.
You jerk.
You know what? I'm going to be called out on that. And you know what? While I'm getting people to forgive me for my sins, Dubnik. There.
Yeah.
Oh, is somebody mad about you saying Dubnik?
Well, yeah, I mean, the way you should say it is Dubnik. But, everyone is insisting that I say Dubnik.
Someone's also upset at you for saying Lungfist.
Now, how the hell do you say that?
Lungfist? I don't know how we're saying
I don't know how
Hank! You happy?
The
Hank!
guy who looks good in suit.
Yes.
Really good.
Blue suit man.
Yeah. Hey, handsome NHLers, we missed him. We said Aaron Ekblad. We didn't say Henrik Lundqvist.
Well,
Lundqvist.
Lungfist.
Lungfist?
Lungfist is incorrect?
Lungfist.
Lungfist.
lung fist.
Because he could punch you in the lung
He's
fist.
a breath of punch air.
He's a fist of fresh air. Lung fist.
Someone needs to make that t-shirt.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this
lung
barrage of breath? Adam, I think you wanted to talk about Patrick Laine.
I did want to talk. I just wanted to honestly know. I think, does it count?
That was the only question?
That was my question. Does it count?
That was leading into a broader discussion?
Does he hold the record for scoring on all the NHL teams if he scored on his own team? That still has to count, right?
No, it doesn't.
See, they don't track
Fastest player to
NHL
score.
doesn't track own goals like soccer.
But in real life, who cares what the NHL tracks? In real life, he would be.
Okay, fine.
Right?
There you go, Patrick Laine. Let's give him something. We refuse to give him better than Austin Matthews, so we'll give him that.
Well, there was something else that I thought was interesting that I got from Twitter, which was headline if Laine scores on own goal, and then it's like captain.
Oh yeah, Blake Wheeler consoles young scampy rookie.
Headline if Austin Matthews scores on own goal. 6 reasons why Patrick Laine should have gone first overall, and it's true.
You won't believe number 7. I know we only said there were 6. What?
For some reason, people have a really hard time admitting that Austin Matthews was the right pick at first overall.
I'm not concerned with the debate.
I wouldn't be, but I don't think the debate exists for people that have rational minds. But it's the same people that think that call into radio stations and go, if we get Connor McDavid in the draft, let's trade him for 7 players.
Let's do it.
7 who? 7 who's?
Yeah,
Who?
let's trade
7
Travis
players.
Green for Joe Thornton.
Okay.
One of my favorite radio calls of all time.
Travis Green.
Andy Frost just went, and clicked. Hung up on the guy.
Good for Andy.
Which I guess brings us to James Myrtle's article, does it not?
It does. So let's talk about this.
James Myrtle, who we are now allowed to mention again.
Yeah, because he works for not the competitor.
Yeah, we'll see if we can maybe work something out where he...
Have him on.
Yeah, maybe.
So what do we know about James? What do you say?
So, okay. I have been yelling and screaming for a long time. Before the season began...
I think you could just end the sentence there.
Yeah, I have been yelling and screaming for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I said from the very beginning, before either of them ever played an NHL game, Laine will outscore Matthews. He will. He's a goal scorer, doing goal scorer things. That's what he does, man. That's what he does. I get it. And that's a great thing to have. Well, who wouldn't want Patrick Laine on their team? 30 teams should want Patrick Laine on their team. 31 if you count Vegas.
I would say 31.
There you go. 32 if you count scoring on your own net. Steve's an idiot. Anyway.
No, still 31.
Yeah, I know. I know. I try to, sometimes
I get it. Listen, sometimes we take it a little too far.
Not gonna work. I will not have a career in stand-up like Ken Reed's brother. So, James Myrtle took a deeper dive into the numbers with Matthews and Laine. You know what? The article is good. I tweeted it. The article is good if you even if you just ignore the Laine stuff. Because I'm tired of the comparison. They're not the same type of player.
So you can't really compare them.
Not really. I mean, I suppose you could.
You can also
which player would you rather have?
And you could compare needs of team.
Totally.
And depth of team. Totally. And I'll tell you, the Winnipeg Jets are a far better hockey team than the Leafs. And far deeper.
Well, I look at what the Leafs have, and I look at what the Jets have. Who could the Leafs use more right now? Assuming they are equal. Austin Matthews, a center who can play both ends, or Patrick Laine, who scores his brains out?
Well, I believe Austin Matthews, and I say that because we had a player who could score his brains out, and it didn't work out for us.
Well, and they're still scoring their brains out.
Exactly. But it's a little bit more even this time.
I shouldn't say still, because last year they could not.
But they are, but it's coming from multiple sources now.
Yeah, it said a lot of things about Matthews that I hadn't even thought of, really.
Such as, give me an example.
Well, one was, so his most common left winger is Zach Hyman, who he's played almost all of his on-ice time with. And then his two right wingers are either William Nylander or Connor Brown. Now, what's the trend there? All are Calder eligible. They're all rookies. Mitch Marner, they got sheltered. You got JVR, you got Bozak. Matthews has basically had to fend for himself this entire time.
Yeah.
And he's a brilliant possession player. The Leafs get more shots for than against when he's on the ice. It's great. Now, the one sheltering thing that Babcock does with Matthews is Matthews gets way more offensive zone starts than Laine, and I assume his Leaf counterparts, mostly because Babcock doesn't quite trust him on his faceoffs yet. Matthews started really bad at the faceoffs, and then he got good, and then he kind of tailed off again.
Right. And that's something that Babcock is a big believer in. He said you can learn that skill. You got to be good on that skill. If you want to be a center and you want to play real minutes on Babcock's team, you got to know how to do that and do it consistently. Why do you think Ben Smith has a job?
Totally. And people dump on Ben Smith. And 5-on-5, he's kind of a liability. Not going to lie. And I mean, Roman Polak too, and Matt Hunwick, but
at least together.
All three of those guys kill penalties, and the Leafs have a top 5 penalty kill in the NHL, which, no one seems to want to give them that credit, but it's true.
No one will ever want to give the Leafs credit for anything.
Yeah, or those guys in particular.
That's not a good storyline.
I think people are definitely going to be riding the grizzled vet Polak and grizzled vet Hunwick teaching the young whippersnapper Leafs
how to live.
Ways.
Yep.
Yeah, how to live.
That does make me laugh because
how to live.
We make those assumptions as though, and I've made them myself, where you're like, well, this guy's older, so therefore he's a good role model.
You don't know that.
Yeah, you don't know that. There's a lot of people who are very successful athletes, bankers, business people, whatever profession, that have been at it a long time, really successful, terrible teachers. Terrible.
It's funny when you get to like your kind of teens, maybe late teens, and you realize, oh, this guy's a terrible adult.
Yeah. Well, I remember looking at a teacher once.
I've been taking this guy's word for it, like for a very long time.
I remember looking at teachers and going, I guess teachers can be bad people too.
Oh yeah,
liars and cheats and not good teachers. And
I was lucky to have
anybody.
Mostly very good teachers, but I did look at a few and go, oh, damn, you're dumb.
Yeah,
I've been thinking about this for a very long time, and you're just stupid.
You're not with it, are you? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, that being said, now that we've
offended all the teachers,
now that we've gotten all that childhood aggression out there, I don't think these guys are that. But anyway, point being, go look at James Myrtle's article on The Athletic.
So is the crux of the article, what is the argument? Is it that both are good for their teams and their respective fits, or that Matthews was the right fit for the Leafs? What's the thesis?
Laine is a great goal scorer. He's going to regress, but he's still going to be a great goal scorer. Prolific goal scorer. But he has gotten to play with vets. He's gotten to play with the Jets' best players. And he's been sheltered a little bit, but not a great possession forward, but very good on the power play. Matthews has not got to play on the power play as much, and instead of being part of a great line, he has created a great line. He is already like his. I'm trying to remember what the stat was. I think it was, so the most common defensive pairing he's on the ice with is Polak and Hunwick. And
really?
Yeah. And his possession numbers with those guys is still very good. When he's on the ice without them, he's like in elite territory. And his shooting percentage it's about 12%, which is like about
average.
That makes sense. Laine shooting 20. And Myrtle kind of went through it. I think he worded it as there's Stamkos, there's Crosby, and there's everybody else, like over the last 10 years or so. Stamkos is like 17%. He's goofy. Crosby is 15%. Everyone else is like, there's a couple 14s, then a few 13s and 12s. The best goal scorers in the league, they don't shoot 20%.
Ovechkin even shoots around, 13, 14?
I can't remember his, but yeah, probably.
Because he gets a lot of shots.
He gets a ton of shots, and so does Matthews. But
as they should.
And the thing Myrtle pointed out that I thought was weird, and maybe I should stop giving the entire article away, was Matthews is actually better at shot generation.
Wow.
I would have assumed Laine the goal scorer
Yeah.
shoot the lights out. But the point is not the comparison between the two. Go check it out. James Myrtle, The Athletic TO. Sick.
Sick.
And I don't think you have to pay for it yet.
Something I found interesting about the Leafs recently, obviously we've focused a lot on it, has been the defense. Andrew Berkshire at Sportsnet.ca went through their analytically went through their defensive pairings.
He was on the radio while I was on my way here, and I got to hear him break down his article. So this is good. I didn't get to read it, but I heard it.
It's really, really interesting. But and I'm not going to give this one fully away either. But what was interesting,
I will. Screw that guy.
Is you've got it tells you the exact story that you've probably seen with your eyeballs, which is Carrick, Riley, Gardner, your top three defensemen. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people will be like, well, what about Zaitsev? Actually, his numbers are okay, but they're a little below average sometimes.
Yeah, but did he explain in the article the context there?
Because Riley and Zaitsev are constantly playing against the top teams the top forwards and top defense from the other team.
So he provided different context on the radio.
Oh.
It was that so basically when it comes to turnovers, it's based on the player and where they're passing to. So the player can be, steady, calm, but if there's nowhere to pass it to, that's when turnovers can get created. Zaitsev is still getting his bearings. He's a KHL vet. We know he's young, but he's a KHL vet, so he's used to that ice surface. It took Alexei Emelin, who Berkshire and I got into it. Emelin, whatever, I don't care. Screw that guy. It took him a couple years to adjust properly to the NHL, and now he's actually a pretty decent defenseman for the Habs. So Zaitsev, kind of same issue.
Well, and what I found most interesting about it is that Zaitsev, it looks like, will improve. It just looks like, and he's already,
Carrick too.
And if you've been watching, you have Carrick for sure. Now, if you've been watching, Zaitsev is good. Zaitsev good.
Zaitsev good.
Hockey gold net. You also know that Carrick's been good, like I said. So Zaitsev, Carrick, they've been good. So what's interesting about the whole article is, everybody's been talking about Dougie Hamilton and Kevin Shattenkirk and whoever else has been bandied about as potential defensive targets for the Leafs. You got to remember that going into the expansion draft, they're going to have to, whoever they acquire, they're going to have to protect. Mm-hmm. So that might be a reason not to go out and make that signing or make that trade right now. Number two is they may only really need a third pairing upgrade.
Yeah, and this is the hard thing, and I've been guilty of it. Basically, after every loss this year, is you go, I want them to be good now. But it's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
It's not how it works.
It's a process.
Of course, if you add a fantastic player to this team, they'll be better. Yeah. If only they added Travis Crosby.
Green. I would still trade Travis Green for Joe Thornton, by the way.
I would, me too. Who wouldn't? That's what I want to know. If only Carey Price.
If only Carey Price was available.
PK Subban. I almost said Shea Weber. Ha!
Well, Shea Weber too.
Sure.
He's played great.
What can we do to get him?
Do we have a PK lying around? That's the thing.
Vancouver's got a Jordan. Let's get him.
But it's so much easier to get your hands on a third pairing defenseman.
It's
so much easier. It's doable. And it's not something they have to do right now. And I think that puts them in a really good spot.
Yeah, I think we haven't really wrapped our heads around it because it's not a reality yet. We're not being, the expansion draft isn't right before our eyes. I think it's going to create a seismic shift in the league. Like, there are going to be some teams really, really screwed up by it. And it's going to be that one piece, that one player absent that just throws everything off a little bit. And it won't even be like a star for that team, but it'll just be that one guy.
I was wondering this the other day. When Vegas does the expansion draft, will there be teams? There'll have to be teams that they skip over, right?
Don't they have to take one from every team?
Do they have to take one from? See, that's the thing, is I haven't read through the rules, but I wonder.
I think
do they have
do.
Okay, so they'll take NHL players that won't make the team.
Maybe. Oh yeah, and this was my other assumption, is they will take players knowing that other teams want these players. So like it's like a draft. Well, it is a draft, but it's like the NHL draft. You just pick the best player available. NBA draft. It's like it's good to do this across the leagues. You take the best player available. So what Vegas needs to do is not draft the best team for them. Draft the best value.
Yeah.
So if you really need a defender, but there's a much better forward out
Draft
there,
the forward.
then take the forward and pitch him to someone who needs that forward and see if you can get a defenseman in return.
To answer your question, the Vegas franchise must select one player from each presently existing club for a total of 30 players.
Yeah, so the Leafs are going to lose a player. The Penguins are going to lose a player. If you're listening, your favorite team is going to lose a player.
Wow.
Everybody.
Get ready, kids.
It's going to be interesting.
It is going to be interesting. I'm
and
excited.
for some of you, it'll be like, Frank Corrado. And for others, it'll be someone right now on your maybe first or second line. Who knows? Who knows, man?
We got a whole bunch to get through, including the UFA busts of 2016 so far. Lundqvist versus Ranta. Yeah, I know, it's so early. That's why we're doing it. And, okay, fine, maybe Columbus is all right at hockey.
Yeah, we're finally going to talk about it.
We'll talk about that next on the Steve Dangle podcast.
Pizza. So Adam's eating food as we're back
Sorry,
here.
I haven't eaten in like 8 hours. I'm starving.
Put it in your face.
All right.
We're back here on the Steve Dangle podcast. So I got a couple. I got some tweets. I got some great tweets. One, I missed it. I should have just gone on the tweet I was on. Adam, you're so good at your job. I got this from Bobby Cappuccino. He sent this to me. It's a tweet from Igor Iranko, who has a lot of good stuff out of Russia. He says, per Bugard _2, I don't know who that is, but they have 37,000 followers, so I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't know who that is.
Steve?
Yes.
I know my mouth is full of food, but can you just get to the friggin' tweet?
I was just going to leave him to see how long this was going to
How dare you?
How many people
I was giving you full context. Maybe I'll just eat. Maybe I'll just have a cookie.
You're right. I should have let him go.
I didn't even realize we started. I thought Steve was just rambling to himself.
All right, here we go. Per Bugard 2. Never mind, you guys don't get it.
How many followers does he have? When did he first sign up for Twitter? That's what I want to know.
Do we know his date of birth?
Can you read me his bio?
What's his picture like? What is the picture of?
Does he have a cover photo or is he?
I didn't realize I was being air checked on my podcast right now. Okay?
Wow, that went on.
You know what? Sometimes I take too long to get to the point, and sometimes you don't bring me back my damn property, Adam. My friend, James.
Is he your friend or is he your property?
Can I get to the damn point?
I would like that.
Yeah.
The Leafs are I'm gonna break this phone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you inconvenienced by someone interrupting you?
Oh, get that crap off your chin there. Learn how to eat like an adult. You're a disgrace. So apparently the Leafs are interested in Vladimir Kachov from Akbar's Kazan of the KHL. The older one, he's not related to the Kachov who signed with the Oilers. So there. That was a tweet that I got while Adam was stuffing his face. And there was another one. Oh, yeah. Semyon Varlamov apparently is not at practice because he has a busted groin. So the Leafs might have lost the game, but they broke Varlamov.
No!
Oh, is he in your pool?
It's on my fantasy
Jesse
team.
might have been actively cheering against the Leafs on Sunday.
No!
Were you just like, yes?
I was cheering for a shutout because a shutout would have helped. But once there was a goal by the Leafs, I was like, okay, go Leafs.
Who cares? Yeah. Oh, thanks, Jesse. It's good to know.
Good to know you're really
with like 3 minutes left.
Really on side.
My fantasy team's very important to me.
So,
And apparently not our friendship.
UFA busts so far in
Yeah, let's
2016.
talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Go ahead.
We should just cut the show and start here.
Here, go ahead. Talk about UFC bus.
Ryan-
UFA bus.
UFA bus. Did I say UFC bus?
Go
Did I?
ahead.
No, Steve did? Okay. Number one so far.
Oh my God, get to the point.
Number one so far. Andrew Ladd, New York Islanders. Andrew, if you remember, signed for
Oh, we all know who he is.
7 years, $38.5 million. 7 years of Andrew Ladd.
Yeah, that's a lot of Andrew Ladd.
Would you say total bust right now or just having a slow start?
What's his points at? Or what are his points at?
That is a really good question. Let me pull that up. Oh my God.
Oh my
Steve.
God!
All right, here we
Get
go.
to the
I got it. All right, ready?
Yes.
Ready? Okay.
Yes. Because I know we took a long time to get to one.
Sportsnet is not opening.
I have it in front of me if you want.
I have it too.
He's
You ready for this?
Oh boy. Okay.
3 goals, 3 assists.
Oh boy. And he's making, what was it, Joffrey Lupul money? Like 5.75?
5.5.
5.5? Yo, that's...
-6. Not that matters, but -6.
That is, well, no. But that is very rough. For a guy who I think going into the season you would have assumed would be on Tavares' wing.
Right.
That's not very good.
Next one, Louis Eriksson. He signed for 6 years, $36 million, $6 million cap hit. In 29 games, he has 6 goals and 5 assists.
That is bad, but it's not a complete disaster. I think he'll improve.
Michael Bodker didn't realize that he'd signed a 4-year, $16 million deal with San Jose.
Oh, baby, did he?
28 games, 2 goals, 3 assists.
No one saw this coming. Was he not one of the ones that everyone was screaming, don't do it? I'm pretty sure he was.
Was he?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
He was another... Oh, here's why I know that. Because at the deadline, he was one of the big fish. And basically the entire analytics community was going, why? Why is he one of the big fish?
Right. Joel Colburn, former Toronto Maple Leaf, signed and this is all this is, 2 years, $5 million, so $2.5 million cap hit.
That's not bad.
Well, you haven't heard his stats yet.
Okay.
24 games, 3 goals, 1 assist.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of bad.
But it's not that...
Avalanche have been bad, though. It's
That's
like, okay, Eriksson has been disappointing. Colburn has been disappointing. But is it a combination of they've been bad and their team has been bad? I would say so.
I think so.
It's harder to score on a team that sucks.
It absolutely is. And honestly, if you're signing a guy at $2.5 million, your threshold for bust is very hard. Like it's very, very limited. You are not taking much of a risk. And Colburn doesn't.
And it's 2 years.
It's 2 years.
Nah, that's a bit cruel.
Carter
That's a bit
Hutton, St. Louis Blues goaltender.
Oh yeah.
2 years, 2.5 total. So he's got $1.25 million.
That's it?
Yeah. He has 2 wins, 4 losses, an .888 save percentage, and a 2.98 goals against average.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Every time I hear Carter Hutton's name, I think about how in a previous life, there was once a blogger who criticized him, and then a teammate of Carter Hutton's came out and blasted this blogger for it.
Criticized him when he was playing junior?
No, criticized him when he was on the Nashville Predators, I believe. The blogger was Justin Bourne, and the player was Rich Clune. And one is the video guy for the Marlies, and the other is on the Marlies now.
Wow, that's funny. Small world.
Yeah, very small. I wonder if they've ever spoken about it.
And the last one on the 6 biggest UFA busts of 2016, according to Sportsnet.ca, James Reimer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's had a bad start.
5 years, $17 million. He's got a $3.4 million cap hit. And James is kind of a notorious slow starter, is he not?
I don't know about that. I think he had a shutout in his first game with the Leafs one year. I don't know.
He has 3 wins.
Okay.
4 losses.
Okay.
2 overtime losses.
Okay. I mean, it's all whatever.
So he's 3-6.
A goalie's record isn't entirely up to the goalie.
Goals against average of .302.
Also not up to the goalie.
Save percentage of .894.
There's the bad one. Yep, there's the bad one. And I mean, .894 is bad. It is bad, but
it's recoverable.
Yeah. I got faith. In his career, even if you look back at his bad years, history suggests he'll be better than that.
Yes.
Even at his worst. So, Florida Panthers fans, chill.
Now, what about... there's 2 last names. 2 last names I'm going to give you here.
Okay.
And they are both goalies.
Okay.
Both teammates of Jimmy Vesey.
Okay.
One is the experienced, grizzled, handsome, older netminder who's been there. The other
is Henrik Lundqvist.
Breath of fresh fist. So we've got Lundqvist and Ranta.
Yes.
And they've 3 games in a row now?
Lundqvist
has not played. Yeah, please do.
All right. So in the 3-game stretch, Ranta stopped 62 of 63 shots,
Great stretch.
0.33 goals against average, 9.84 save percentage, 2 shutouts. His shutout streak's currently at 151 minutes, and he's going to start tonight for the 4th straight time versus Chicago.
I mean, you ride the hot hand, right?
Mm-hmm. And then Longfist.
Long fist.
He's 3-3 in his last 6 games, 890 save percentage, and 912 save percentage on the year.
That's not bad. Most teams would like that.
No, that's a little under Freddie Anderson, I think.
This is also the first time in his career he'll sit for 4 straight games when healthy. So he's never done this before.
Rangers got to win games. You got to win games. You go with the goalie that's hot. Now, Adam, I think you were here for this episode. I remember I was asking Jesse, though. Is it a lock? Well, no, yeah, we did go through this. The Rangers have to protect Lundqvist.
Mm-hmm. Don't have a choice.
So then it's a lock he gets traded.
No. Well, and here's the thing. I'm sure a lot of teams would like to they would gladly take a chance on Henrik Lundqvist. It's funny talking about Henrik Lundqvist as a chance, but I don't think anyone can afford it. He still makes $8.5 million.
Well, it is going to be interesting to see what happens in New York, and if he were to agree to waive that no move deal, it could be Fleury and Lundqvist in Las Vegas. That'd be a pretty good goaltending tandem to start with.
It never happened. It's too expensive, but I think they might have the room on account. The rest of the team isn't going to be that expensive.
I think they'd have the cap room. And if
the
NHL has taught us anything, the most important position is that one.
They literally would have the cap room. They start at 0.
Yeah. The goalies would hate it.
Yeah.
But again, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. Because Lundqvist has can you bring up Lundqvist's contract there, Jesse?
Sure. Lundqvist
has the kind of contract where if Ranta proves to be better, you still got to get rid of him.
Yeah.
When his contract's up, you got to get rid of him because your options are Lundqvist as your starter, and that's the end of your options. That's the end of it. Oh my goodness! So $8.5 million this season, and the one after, and the one after, and the one after, and the one after. So after this season, $8.5 million for another 4 years.
And he's 34 right now.
And I still think he's fine. I think you're just going with the hot hand. You're comparing stretches. I mean, Freddie Anderson, I think, has already faced over 500 or 600 shots or something. Wow. And we're talking about Ranta being hot over his last 60.
Well, he's 8-1 on the year.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
943 save percentage on the season.
That's real good.
Steve's a cynic. He will not be impressed by your numbers, Ranta.
Yeah, and he's only 27. More numbers.
More numbers. But it's who do you pick in a 7-game series? You pick an anti-Ranta or Henrik
If someone
Lundqvist?
has a 943 in their last 10 starts, I go with them.
I might go with that person for the first. Might give him a shot.
If it started today, who are you starting? If their playoff series starts tomorrow, who do you start?
The player with a longer track history in the playoffs, Henrik Lundqvist.
Adam?
I go with Ranta for the first game, see how that goes.
Thank you. Me too.
Wow, you are Laine Vigneault.
Well, I think you have to. How do you know?
Vigneault loves taking a good goalie situation and just messing with it. For such a good coach.
Well, I mean, he did do that in Vancouver, but I mean, he had Schneider and Luongo, which in retrospect is ridiculous.
So goofy, stupid. 2 of the top 10 goalies in the league.
But would you not? How can you just say, "Oh, I'm sorry, you played so well, we're going to take you out"?
Well, the playoffs don't start today, so. You're applying real life scenarios to a hypothetical here.
Right.
I don't blame Vigneault for what he's doing. I also don't think Ranta is the starter long term. Not just because I have faith in Lundqvist, but because he literally can't be. You can't have an $8.5 million backup. You can't do it.
And the goaltending market is soft, so you lose the person?
Yeah. I mean, I suppose you could go the entire season with just Ranta if he's great. And let's pretend you go to the playoffs and he gets you, gets you as far as he can take you. And that's great. But then what about when his contract's done? You still have Lundqvist. He's your starter. So, I mean, if you're Vigneault, maybe you consider not just riding the hot hand because you have no choice but to make this work. Until there's 1 year left, you have no choice. Lundqvist is your starter.
So is he hurting?
Hold on. No. That doesn't help Alan Vigneault.
Yeah.
What do you
Alan
mean?
Vigneault's job, one and only job in the world, is to win games.
There we go.
Okay.
So if I'm Alan Vigneault,
At some point, he's going to have to win games with Henrik Lundqvist.
sure. But
He's
that's the
going to
general
have
manager.
to.
That's the general manager's problem, not his.
The general, I fire him tomorrow. If he refuses to play Henrik Lundqvist, I fire him tomorrow.
What if he's winning games?
That guy's going to cost me a job. Are you kidding me? If he's winning, I don't know. It's a weird.
See?
I agree that's
it's a
not
very-
his responsibility.
It's a very
to
interesting
play him.
problem to have.
It is.
Lundqvist is their starter. He is.
Not until he's... if
Ranson
he's
can
a
play
bad player, he's
20
not.
of the next 25. Lundqvist is their starter.
See, now this works a little bit easier
Your
in football.
starter is basically your most expensive goalie, is he not? If he makes $8.5 million, he is.
Yeah, he better be. In football, it's a little bit more of a meritocracy, right? It's all based on what you've earned recently. What have you done for me lately?
It's
Because
also a much shorter season.
well, yeah, and you can cut
Yeah.
players.
Tony
You can-
Romo.
Yeah, you could cut them off. Like you.
Has he been cut?
No, he's been
No,
cut.
but he's the backup now.
He got injured. He did nothing wrong. He played perfectly fine.
Just got injured.
Just got injured.
The next
team
guy
kept
stepped
winning.
up and played too well.
Be ready.
Be
ready, kids.
And that's interesting. But I guess in the NHL, it does cloud things with the salary cap. So interesting. It's very, very interesting. I love that the room is completely split on this because I think it's a tough decision. I don't think there's any right answer here,
I
except
mean,
win the game.
it does sound dumb to not go with the option that you think is going to give you the best odds of winning, but you have this guy for 5 years.
But aren't you doing a disservice to your entire team if you're not playing
I
the
think
guy
you are.
who's going to win?
I think you are.
No, I'm saying you do your best to shove that square peg into the round hole because you got that square peg for 5 years. You have to make it work or you're screwed.
That's for the GM to figure out.
How is Lundqvist going to get better? He's got to play. That's all I'm saying. He's got to play, and he has to play to get better, and he has to play.
Okay.
Or no, sorry. He has to play to get better, and he has to get better.
Couple questions. Did you
Do we
ever
agree on those two things?
Yeah, I'm sure.
There it is.
Couple questions. First one.
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong. No. First question.
Thank you,
Did
Jesse.
you ever think in our lives that we'd ever be talking about this with Henrik Lundqvist?
No.
No.
Yeah, eventually. He's
No,
gonna get
well,
home.
yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's a stretch.
It's a little early.
Number two.
I don't think it's going to last.
Number two. What are the chances in a week from now we've forgotten about this completely? Because I'm going with like 99.7% on that one.
It is Vigneault, though.
He does like to keep you guessing.
He does.
He does like to keep you controversing.
He's fun. He's a fun coach.
He's awesome. Remember when Vancouver had him as a head coach?
Oh, yeah.
I bet that was cool for them.
That was pretty fun.
Yeah.
Apparently, all three of Vancouver's coaches from like 2 years ago are in the Jack Adams conversation.
Yeah.
Vigneault.
Mike Sullivan. No, not even Vigneault. Mike Sullivan.
Oh.
I think it was Mike Sullivan,
Torty.
John Tortorella, and Glenn Galutzin,
Wow.
or whatever his name is. Because Calgary, all of a sudden, pistol hot.
Piston Hot works.
Yeah, there you go. Tortorella and Columbus. Columbus is arguably the best team in the National Hockey League. And Mike Sullivan reigning Stanley Cup champion.
Let's talk about the Columbus thing.
I don't remember when he was ever on the staff. Maybe I have it wrong and it's Vigneault and not
I think
Sullivan.
it's Vigneault. Yeah.
Can we talk about
Okay,
can we
maybe I
talk
was
about the
wrong.
Columbus thing? Can we talk about that?
Sure.
Yeah.
So Columbus.
I don't get it. I don't get it,
Can I
man.
say that? I don't get it either.
Yeah. Can you bring up their stats?
So that Chris Johnson put out something today, which I think is interesting. Steve, you tweeted it, or you showed us the tweet, and it is winning percentage with
Yeah.
Point percentage.
point percentage.
So we're at a weird point in the season where not all teams have played the same amount of games. Like the Jets have played like 5 or 6 more games than the Leafs, something like that, something crazy like that. Which
That's nuts.
I would assume the Jets will improve after this because their games will be spread out a little better. They had a more compressed schedule than everyone else.
Yeah, if you go to the top team who's played the most games, it's Winnipeg at 32, and at the bottom is 26, Columbus.
Oh, well, there you go. Maybe that's part of their success. Never know. But so if you just take the amount of points they have in the standings and put it against the number of games that they've played, Columbus is actually the top team in the league.
Wow.
I don't believe it. I can't believe it.
Now
They keep doing it. They keep doing it.
Now, I I think it rests on one thing and one thing only.
John Tortorella.
And no, it is not John Tortorella. Jesse thinks it's John Tortorella because he's probably on his fantasy team. But
Coach is my fantasy team.
But besides that
That'd be
obvious
great
bias,
if like Coach wins.
I think there should be coaches in fantasy teams, don't you?
No, that's ridiculous.
What are his heart stats?
Well, his wins losses.
What are his pep up the rookies stats? What are his back pad stats?
What are his benching Lundqvist stats?
Ooh. Not good.
See,
He
to
doesn't
me-
have Lundqvist, so no, he can't do well in that department. No.
Steve, you said this at the beginning of the season when it comes to coaches. The Jack Adams Award is really for the best goaltender in the league.
It is a combination of best goalie in the league and team who outperformed their expectations award. How on earth do you not give the Jack Adams Award to John Tortorella right now?
If it ended today, you'd have to. Because
The only way you don't is if you give it to Guy Boucher.
yeah, but I don't know if
Those are-
Ottawa's performed. Even though they performed well, I don't know if they performed well enough.
I didn't think they would sniff the playoffs, let alone where they are. So,
I didn't either.
I mean, it's got to be one of them.
I look at Columbus and I think it comes down to goaltending. It really does. They are a good team. They are a good team, and Werenski's been amazing for them. And I'm sort of jealous that the Leafs don't have him. But I mean, you look at that team and you don't think, "Wow, unbelievable." Although, I mean, Seth Jones and Werenski, and what do you got? What do you got, Steve?
Well, okay, so Jesse showed me some stats here. Columbus is sitting at 3.31 goals per game, goals for, which is third in the league behind Pittsburgh and New York. It's amazing anyone is ahead of New York because Grabner has 12 goals?
Yeah.
Let's check out goals against per game.
How many of those were scored by his butt?
None
Wow.
goals, apparently. Columbus is also third in goals against in the league. Minnesota is first at just 2. Hello there, Dubnik. Washington,
2 goals against?
2.00 goals against per game.
Oh, okay, per game.
So
I was like,
if
what?
Minnesota scores 3 on you, win. Or, well, I guess loss for you. Washington, 2.11. So they're second place. Columbus, right behind them, 2.12. Ahead of Montreal, who is 2.17. Who has Carey Price. Who also allowed 10 goals at one time.
that one kind of
So
screws it out.
if you
yeah.
take out that game, I'm sure they're probably first. That is
I
unbelievable.
don't know if Carey Price was in net for that game, though. I think it was Al Montoya.
No, shots for per game, Columbus is 8th. Shots against per game, Columbus is 11th. Save percentage. Now, this is the key one. I want to see if it's goaltending. Minnesota is obviously first, 9.35. Montreal is obviously second, 9.29. Columbus is number 3, 9.28. Sergei Bobrovsky. I'm telling you, there has never been a more definitive example of a goalie who got a coach fired. Ever.
Todd Richards.
Todd Richards. He was an ECHL goalie for 7 games. John Tortorella comes in and he recovers to he is at least an NHL goalie.
And now he's an all-star.
And now he's an all-star again. But by the way, we shouldn't be totally shocked because this guy won the Vezina 2-3 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah, he just had a cold spell, which happens.
So I'm not trying to take, credit away from John Tortorella, but I mean, it is true. It is true that goaltending. Who was the last Jack Adams winner to have a below league average goalie? Has there been one?
I'd have to look at the list, but probably not for a while.
I want to know that one. And rookies
Bob
are
Hartley
great.
in Calgary a couple years ago?
Ken
Maybe.
Hitchcock?
Where?
When did he win?
2012.
In St. Louis?
He probably had league average at least.
Yeah, that was in for
What
St.
about Bob
Louis.
Hartley a couple years ago? That might be it.
These awards suck. Awards suck.
Would you
Especially
not-
coach, because you're just pulling it out of thin air.
Wow.
You are! You're going with the team
Steve.
that outperformed expectations. I have never once heard, Tortorella or this guy or whoever, Vigneault should have won the Jack Adams because he does this system where he does this with his players, and he does this and that and this X goes to
So
where
what you
this
don't
O
like is
and
the flaw in the way it's decided.
I've never once heard anybody be, here's this coach's strategy, and it's great, and that's why he should win Coach of the Year. I've never once heard anybody say that.
Fair. So
Not
you want it decided by a different way because it's currently decided by the writers, is it not?
Yeah.
So,
But I'm saying the way they decide it is just, here it is. It wins, or I thought they would be bad and now they're good. Wow! It couldn't be that I had a bad analysis of the team heading into the season. It couldn't possibly be that. It's got to be the coach.
Is the Coach of the Year award
Coach of the Year award?
Yeah, is it not relevant across sports? Because if a team outperforms their expectations, isn't that on the players and not the coach? You can't coach a player to be better, right?
Sure you can. I think you can.
So
I think you absolutely can.
Then it's a valid award.
It's a valid award, but I just can't imagine. Like, okay,
then
let's
you'd have to look at what Mike Babcock did with Nazem Kadri and go, he should win Coach of the Year. And I'm sure
my God! Like, no kidding. No, you know what? That's a fantastic example, Adam. Ron Wilson can't do anything with this bloody kid. Randy Carlisle, Nas, why aren't you paying attention? Babcock with Kadri? I mean, maybe I'm taking it over the top with Kadri for Selke. It's going to happen. Maybe I'm taking it over the top, but he is a competent two-way forward.
But it's about the team, not one player. So you can't.
No, but all of a sudden,
But
if
that's
the
coaching,
Leafs,
though.
If all of a sudden
Coaching
if
is
the Leafs
about coaching a
crawl
bunch
into
of
the playoff
individuals to beat
picture,
the team.
we're talking about Babcock.
But your team has to win.
Okay, if the Leafs make the playoffs next year, does Babcock enter into the
If they
Jack
make
Adams
it
conversation?
this year, he does. Next
But
year,
not
no.
next year.
I
Because
think,
people thought they'd be bad this
and
year.
you know why?
Do you see how silly this is?
Yes, and I also think that the Mike Babcock's bar is set so high that he'd really have to outdo himself to ever win that
Which is
award
why
again.
Joe Quenneville never wins.
All right,
True.
so last year, Barry Trotz won with Washington. They were supposed to be a good team.
Barry
but
Trotman.
They were such a good team that he won the award. It wasn't a bad team that performed well. They were just really, really good.
I think they just hand it around the league to whoever, man. I don't
think it's always the bad team that performed better. Sometimes it's the good team that performs really good.
I saw on Twitter, I think it was Ottawa's play-by-play guy apparently dropped some bomb when the Sens were playing the Kings that supposedly someone related to the Drew Doughty camp, I can't remember how, was basically like, look, we're going to start taking like privileges and access away if you don't really start making a push for this guy to win the Norris. Lo and behold, he wins the Norris.
Wow.
And I'm not saying I believe that theory, but we were talking about last year. Because it was around this time. It was like at Christmas. People just decided Drew Doughty's winning the Norris this year.
Yeah.
He hasn't
I'm not
done
even
anything for it.
I'm not even saying he didn't deserve it. I'm just saying, like, let's pretend it was a 3-way tie and you just have to pick a winner, or
Doughty
it's a 2-way
would've
tie.
got
Doughty's victory was decided months before the vote had to be cast.
It was DiCaprio.
It was DiCaprio.
Yeah.
He's winning for the Revenant. Done.
Yeah.
Make it be so.
I was actually, somebody brought that movie up today and they're like, oh, what an awful movie. What an awful movie.
didn't
I know
see
they were, oh, you're not missing anything. It is so boring.
Have you met anyone who enjoyed $1 Million Baby?
No.
It's a snuff film. They kill her for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they just gave it awards. Why? I don't know. No one enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Lots of people saw it. No one enjoyed it.
An hour and a half
No
of
one
misery.
enjoyed that movie.
It's hard to portray misery, man.
Jesse, what are you laughing at?
I've never seen it. It just sounds
No,
very
it's
hard.
good. You haven't.
Okay, so there's this boxer.
I don't want to know.
Spoiler alert, there's a boxer. She does well for a bit. And then they murder her for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Like, yeah, but not like in an action scene, like in a hospital bed.
Oh,
And it's really... Exactly! The explanation of the movie sucks.
that's not fun.
You almost wonder how those pitches get through. So we want to make this movie. Where
no, here's how that
unlike most movies, the bad happens at the beginning and then good ends. We want to flip it around on its head. Good at the beginning, bad.
So I'm Clint Eastwood, but I haven't spoken at the Republican National Convention, so people still like me. I'm Clint Eastwood, but it was at least 5 years ago, so people still like me.
I haven't talked to a chair yet.
Yeah, What happened to Clint Eastwood? Anyway.
I like Shawshank Redemption. That's all I know.
Yeah, of course. So I think what I'm getting at is, the Jack Adams is kind of funny.
Hey, we got to wrap it up right now on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. The podcast is brought to you by Panago Pizza. It's what's on the inside that counts. In the download portion of this, which you can get at sportsnet.ca, we're going to be talking about what the NFL is doing to make their All-Star game more interesting, because if there's a worse NHL All-Star game or a worse All-Star game than the NHL's, it's the NFL's. Their ideas, out of the box, pretty interesting.
Oh,
and we have we're gonna have a little talk with we talk about John Scott as well.
No, the worst All-Star game in all of sports is the MLS All-Star game. You see that the other day? They decided the damn thing in a shootout. So stupid.
I hate you for that.
Oh, was that not the All-Star game?
That was not the All-Star game.
Oh, they decided a championship in a shootout?
Didn't the team who won have 0 shots on goal?
3. They had 3. TFC had 19.
Oh, wow.
Like, okay.
3 shots on goal.
What
the whole
sport
game.
was this?
This would be foosball.
It's impossible to not sound like a sore loser because we're all from Toronto. Or
I hate
Greater
it. I
Toronto
hate it
area.
so much.
It's just a really silly
That
way
is soccer,
to decide
man. That is soccer.
No, it's not. It's stupid.
In FIFA, they do that.
You change sports all the time. Change this. It's stupid.
It is stupid.
Would you like the Stanley Cup to be awarded in a shootout?
No.
Imagine.
One, that's because you like hockey more than soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also
So
would
you don't
not-
want the sport you like most to be decided by a shootout.
No, of course not.
Second.
Listen, I'm
your
not
second
saying
sport is
Steven,
fine.
I don't say. Believe me, I don't like
Adam,
it.
I'm being your therapist here. The shootout's stupid in every sport.
I'm not defending it. I'm just saying that's what they've always done in soccer. So
NBA
good luck getting a purist to not.
NBA final goes to overtime. Game 7 at the end of the first overtime.
Free throws.
It's a tie. Free throws.
I agree completely.
Slam dunk competition. Besides the NBA.
Fucking Raptors would have won 20 years ago.
Would have been nice.
It would have been fucking McGrady, Vince Carter. Oh my God.
Carter. A couple years later, Jamario Moon wins NBA Finals MVP for soaring to the moon. Jamario Moon.
By the
It's a fucking joke.
Was not a good NBA player. He was just,
He
he was just a
wasn't.
guy.
No, he was just a plug.
Like soccer, here's the thing. Soccer's the most popular sport, so you can't tell them shit.
Yeah.
You can't tell them shit. Their game is the beautiful game and it's perfect. You can't change it. I'm staring into the camera. That is a carnival of a way to decide a championship, and it's a joke. It makes the sport look stupid.
Yep.
There it is.
Agreed.
How can you say that? I just said it, stupid.
I don't disagree.
The shootout's dumb. It's a dumb way to decide a championship. It's a dumb way to decide a championship. It's a dumb way to decide a championship.
Stephen A. Bayless.
Fuck you and your stupid shootout. Stupid way to decide your sport.
I'm so
Stupid.
happy I don't care about soccer right now.
Oh, I don't care either. No, I want to care about soccer.
It's so great.
I want to care, but I see that and I'm like, really? And okay, if Toronto won, really, I'm supposed to get excited that they won that shootout. That guy kicked the ball into the fucking barn-sized net against a goalie who has to stand on a line. He can't even cut out the angle. Fuck you. The shootout in soccer is so stupid.
And you're so close, too.
Yeah.
You're so close.
It's literally taking. It's like trying to dodge a shotgun bullet from fucking 10 feet away. Like,
Have you seen that video of
shotgun
like?
spray?
Have you seen that video of how they used to do penalty shots in MLS
No.
in like '95? The player would get a running start, and the goalie was allowed to come out, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is so stupid." I'm
I
like,
love
"That's
that.
closer to soccer."
Yeah, so it's 1-on-1.
Yeah,
It's like your battle.
Also, it's still stupid.
it's like soccer, Jesse. The shootout. You know what? It should be called the kickoff. That's all you're doing is kicking.
Or the kick
You're not
outs.
playing soccer. You're not running. You're not doing anything but kicking the
So
thing.
take the shootout
It should
out
be
of
called the kick jump because it's what both players get to do. One gets to kick, the other gets to
Should
jump.
the NHL
That's it.
decide games by a shootout?
Totally. Why not the beautiful game decides games that way? The beautiful game does it. Not this barbaric thing called hockey. Of course, they're still in the Stone Ages with their ice and socks or whatever. I'm trying to think of stupid things soccer
Their
people
ice in
say.
their socks. I'm just.
I lost it there.
I'm enjoying it. I'm just letting it happen.
I just hate it. It's so stupid.
Here's the thing. So
It's
Steve
foolish.
said he said he didn't care.
oh,
Clearly
no.
cares. Clearly you care.
Okay, it's Wimbledon.
It
is tied, so it's just who has the hardest serve. Now we're just
an
gonna
ace
set up
off.
a radar gun, and that's how we
Hardest
decide
serve.
Wimbledon.
Ace off.
It doesn't go to like advantage or love or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
All right,
deuce.
What about golf? How do they decide the Masters?
Longest drive.
Okay.
Longest drive.
Football.
Tiger Woods versus John Daly every year.
Football.
No, it should be best chip.
Best chip.
So that's as ambiguous as possible. Like, let's make this as controversial and bad as possible. Yeah.
Ready? You leave Augusta and you go to the nearest mini putt course and you figure it out there.
No, that's too close to golf.
Tap the ball. No, you tap
That's
the
too
ball
close to
through
golf.
Abe Lincoln's moving legs, and that's how you decide. Oh, you're right, Jesse.
It's
That's
too
too
close.
close to golf.
It's
So you
too
got to
close.
drive it.
Yeah.
You got to drive it. Fastest golf cart
You go to the
driver.
nearest Denny's and you do a crossword, and that's how you decide it.
Who can shotgun a beer the fastest in their golf cart?
John Daly would be the biggest one of all time.
And there would be reviews after, like, no, this still has beer in it. This still has beer in it. No, the hole you dug with your key is way too wide. It's too much of an advantage.
All right,
it has to be an official that digs the hole in your can for you.
If a curling match is tied at the end of, what are they called?
Ends.
How do you
At the
decide
end of
what-
the 10th
Loudest
end?
scream. And they measure the decibels.
No. Who brought more fan?
Oh, that's a good one, too.
sorry?
I said who brought more fan?
Who brought more beer? That's all
Not
curling
fans,
is,
I
by
said
the way.
fan.
Fan.
Brought more
Who
fan.
brought more fan? Who brought more Central Canadians? Like,
How many Albertans
Yeah.
do you have?
How many Albertans and Saskatchewans do you have?
how many Central Canadians and parts of Ontario that don't count did you bring? Ontario's 2 provinces. What else can I say to piss people off?
Ontario is 2 provinces.
Are we
Yeah.
going to decide any more games?
It's Toronto.
Ottawa, Toronto, South.
It is, yeah, it's
Ottawa
Ontario.
South.
It's drivable Ontario, and you have to fly there, Ontario.
Yeah, exactly.
Timmins, fuck off. I'm not taking it.
Sault Ste. Marie, 8 hours.
Yeah, no, sorry.
And that's still in technically southern-ish Ontario.
I'm just pissing people off on purpose.
That's okay.
Point is, like, it just happens to be the most popular sport on earth. But who could possibly say that is an intelligent, fair way to decide
I
not
agree.
just a soccer game, a championship?
I don't know if there's an argument to be made. I was merely stating that purists, because
Purists can fuck themselves
Okay.
with their dumb opinion. It's stupid. There's no defense of the shootout. You know what?
I am not defending it.
Don't defend soccer, because I'm not attacking soccer. I'm attacking the shootout. Give me a good reason to support the shootout, and if it's good, I'll change my mind. You won't, but I mean, go ahead. It's dumb. It's stupid. Give me other sports. Rugby. Hardest scrum. You don't even have to come out of it with the ball. You just need to knock people over.
I don't know about this word. Dodgeball.
Who can hit someone in the face the fastest?
Lacrosse.
Lacrosse. Longest scoop pass.
Wow. Wow.
Who can get it past the goalie wearing a couch? Lacrosse goalies look ridiculous.
You know, since we're on the subject of things that maybe shouldn't exist in games, let's talk about all-star games, which should not exist in professional games, period, end of story.
Except for the NBA one.
The NBA
enjoy
all-star
the
game.
NBA
You know what? No. You know what should exist? You don't even need the game. You need the skills competition. That's what you need.
See,
That's the marquee night. That's the better night.
Yeah.
The dunk competition, the three-point competition, that's what I watch NBA All-Star Weekend for.
I think the NBA All-Star Game is the most watchable.
It's the most closest to the actual sport. Out
Yeah.
of all of them.
Yeah, and their actual game is
They
it's, I mean,
average like 60 more points each.
Yeah.
But it's still closer to an NBA
Yeah,
game than
fine.
an NFL
and their
game.
skills comp is awesome. The NHL skill comp is awesome.
Yeah.
I like that it's mic'd up because it's literally no defense. Team takes a shot, it hits the rim, and then everyone goes and one. Every single person on the court screams and one. Even the defending team, because they don't care. They're just there for the All-Star game.
I'm telling you, All-Star game should be canceled. So what is the the NFL doing? Because by the way, I want to before I get into this, I want to actually tell you a story.
Story time. Goody
Actually,
gosh.
baseball might be closer to the actual sport than basketball in their All-Star game.
Because they actually have to play the sport
Yeah.
in order to decide the final, which is now gone.
No, yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, the MLB All-Star game might be the best. I don't know.
It's funny. I thought it was so stupid, and now they've gotten rid of it, and I'm like, oh, I care about that less.
Yeah,
But what are you more concerned about being a success? The All-Star game, the MLB All-Star game, or the World Series?
the World Series, obviously. Do you know the World Series home field advantage has never been decided by the team with the best record? They've in the history of Major League Baseball, they've never determined who gets home field by who has the best record.
Wow.
How do they do it?
Pre All-Star game, they just used to alternate.
What are you doing? If you want to work, Steve, I want to work in sports. Can you give me some advice? Just do it. There's dumb people like running every sport. Every sport at every level. There's stupid people. Take their job. That's my advice.
Okay.
Next.
I was out. Sorry. The story that I thought I was going to tell was incorrect, so I'm not going to tell it.
Oh.
NFL All-Star game.
Pro Bowl.
Which happens right after the Super Bowl.
No,
So-
now it's in between.
Oh, it is? Okay,
I
yeah.
have never once
Because guess what?
intentionally watched
Nobody
it.
cared when it was after the Super Bowl. We were done with football.
Yeah.
So-
It made no
Dumbest
sense.
thing ever.
So here's the thing. You're going to take the most physical game on earth and you're going to play an all-star game where people are going to hit each other. Sure. Okay. So the NFL knows this. They know the game's boring. They know nobody cares. So, and they always have it in Hawaii for some reason. What are they going to do this year to change it up?
So they announced yesterday that they're going to add a new skills competition to Pro Bowl week. The event will feature AFC and NFC players competing in a series of skills challenges, including dodgeball, a relay race, a precision passing event, and a best hands competition.
See, I like best hand. I like all of those
don't hate
except for
that.
I don't hate that. Dodgeball's weird, but I love dodgeball.
I'm watching it.
But they're jacked 300-pound men playing dodgeball.
and I bet some of them can't throw.
yeah,
I bet some of them cannot throw. Because you throw a dodgeball, it's different than throwing a football, right? Dodgeball, a lot of them will, I bet, ground the ball.
Who's going to be the first, like, to just Jose Bautista completely destroy their shoulder and, like, not be able to play when the season starts?
That's the thing,
And
right?
then the fun part is the production company behind American Ninja Warrior and Hell's Kitchen will produce the event for ESPN.
Yo, this is going to be good. I'm just saying, that's going to be fun. That's going to be really fun to watch. In the relay? That's just the track and field nerd in me. I want to watch that. Because the combine is actually pretty interesting.
Yep.
Like, I would just watch it. Like, if they were just like, we'll have a combine.
Well, the
We'll
combine
have a
is
friendly combine with dodgeball.
the combine is sanctioned child labor, essentially.
No, because they're at least adults.
Oh, they're almost
at the NFL.
close.
NHL is weird.
Yeah.
I went to one NHL combine
'Cause they
and
don't
there was part
pay
of me where I'm
them.
like, this is weird.
They're like 16.
I don't like that you're pinching this person. It's weird.
Well, they're doctors, man. When you're a doctor, you can do anything.
They put that
That's not right.
that World War I mask on them while they ride the bike.
Oh, yeah.
And they scream at the
Doesn't that sound terrible?
Yeah,
Doesn't
it does.
Like, that would make me not want to be an NHL player. That right there, that thing on the
One
bike.
day, we should do the combine
Oh.
as a show.
Screw that
I'd do
shit.
it.
We should go. We should get somebody from like the ACC to come down and then do the combine.
run
there.
through it?
or we'll go to the MasterCard Center. and We'll run through all the drills and film it.
Fuck, that would blow. I'll do it, but it
do
would
it.
suck.
That'd be awesome.
I just, the only thing I'm not going to like is the bike. I can tell you that right now. It would suck ass. Because you're on a bike with a fucking oxygen tube. So you're already oxygen deprived. And you're going as hard as you can for like 5 minutes. Your legs are burning like hell. And you're like, why the hell am I doing this? I could be
How
on
do
the
you
couch
put
at home.
stock into anything other than the bike ride? One is they have a bench press thing.
Yeah, that's
which,
fine.
okay, if you can bench press, I suppose you're strong. A pull-up thing. Okay, I suppose if you can do pull-ups, you're strong. A high jump thing where you bat at the sticks. Oh, we got to draft this kid.
'Cause he's
he's good at batting the sticks. The high up sticks. We got to draft this kid. He's good at batting the high up sticks. Or do you get the kid who can like actually process oxygen better than his peers?
Well, that's the one you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
I know. That would just
Yeah, but what
suck.
about the one where they're
The
like
grip strength?
The grips. Oh, is that what that
Where they're
is?
squeezing it? And they're going,
It looks like they're locked into. I don't even know what it is. Looks like they're trying on a suit that's too small.
I think it's grip strength. Yeah.
But man, that kid has really good grip strength. We got to take him.
He will grasp his stick.
You know what? His jump up and bat the sticks wasn't very good, but his grip strength is also good. The VO2? No, he was dead last. But his grip strength
What about his
was really good.
What about his lifting with one very particular muscle group that really isn't that involved in hockey in the first place?
Oh, did you see when Austin Matthews lost his balance when doing that stupid sobriety test that they do at every freaking draft where you got to stand on one foot and bend over and touch your nose and recite the alphabet or some dumb bullshit?
They should be
How
testing
about he's
leg
just
strength.
Austin Matthews? That's not going to tell you anything.
Nope. So anyway, the NFL might be something to look out for this year, but you'll probably skip it anyway because, seriously.
I'm going to watch.
Do you want to hear some of the weirdest questions asked at an NFL combine?
Yes.
So we have some tweets from NFL players. So a scout asked someone, if I had to murder someone, would I use a gun or a knife? These are all questions they asked at the draft combine. When a scout at the combine asked me, boxers or briefs?
Boxer briefs.
If you could kill someone and
Wait,
not
are we doing this?
do you guys want to answer these questions?
Okay, now you said boxer briefs. We need to go back to the gun or the knife.
Oh, see, I am going with not killing anyone. I think that's a trick question.
That's how you would answer it?
That's how I'd answer. I wouldn't kill anyone.
I think Belichick
I wouldn't
would
be in that position.
We're not drafting that kid.
Yeah.
Not only does he not have killer instinct, but he can't jump and bat the sticks
why?
as good as his peers.
In the NFL, jumping and batting sticks is a little more relevant.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you got to jump up and catch the
Bat
ball.
the ball.
Instead of
Catch the
catching
ball.
the sticks. Bat the sticks.
Catch sticks, asshole.
How would you answer the question?
Which one?
If you had to murder someone, would you use a gun or a knife?
Well, see, Adam took the easy road out because the question is if you had to murder someone.
you
So
had
you
to.
have to murder someone, Adam.
Belichick is asking you this, and he
All right,
wants an
if
answer.
Belichick's asking, I'd be like, go ahead. No,
A knife, because a gun would draw too much attention.
really.
Yeah. Also, it's personal.
See, I would say,
Second round pick.
Whoa, is
that good? I think that's good.
You could
Well,
go
because my bat the stick score wasn't that good.
See,
enough.
My grip strength
you-
was off the charts, though.
You could be super aggressive about it too if you're trying to be aggressive. You could be like knife because when I stab you in the throat, you won't be able to scream.
Whoa.
And they'll be like, "Whoa!"
Don't draft him. He's a wild card.
No, here's what you do. They ask you that question, then you pull a knife out of your sleeve and go, why do I have to do it right now?
Ooh,
And then they go, holy shit, I just pissed myself. We're drafting you in the first round. Signing bonus.
Raiders would draft him for sure. Raiders, just draft the fastest guy available. We'll make him into a football player. Okay, Al Davis.
At least he's the fastest.
Yeah, and they had the worst team in the NFL for like 12 years.
I know.
They're okay this year, though. They're great this year, actually.
This is another one. This was a question asked to Brandon Dowdy. You're on a mountain in Alaska.
Does your brother deserve the Norse?
You're on a mountain in Alaska on a bus going 100 miles per hour. Where are you sitting on the bus?
Fucking right at the front. At least, hey, if we're going down, at least I get the view.
Okay, there's two ways to go about this. The back, because it's the most fun.
No way. The front's the most fun.
No, because it's like riding a roller coaster. When you're at the back, you get like the full wee like effect. Or
Okay.
driving the bus.
Ooh.
Because I'm trying to get where I'm going. And I don't care what bear or moose or other Alaska thing gets in my way. Sarah Palin's white picket fence.
Alaska
I'm driving right through it.
No Alaska moles will get in my way. Alaskan animals, Alaska moles.
Oh,
sorry.
I was like, what is
I
that?
know. It was a stretch.
Is that a mole from Alaska? I didn't. Oh, okay.
Willie Beavers, who's an offensive tackle, said the
With a very unfortunate name.
Exactly.
Willie Beavers.
And also a character from a 1950s sitcom. That's good.
Willie Beavers. Come on, Mom and
He
Dad.
played for Michigan. Western Michigan, actually. He said the Falcons asked him if he'd rather be a cat or a dog.
Dog.
Dog for sure.
Beavers answered a dog.
Dog.
Do you have to say why, or do you say cat or
That
I
dog?
was
threw
the
it
answer.
out there. I'm throwing it out there. Dogs are better.
Dogs are better.
But if you say
They're more
cat,
work.
like, you know, you're more of an individual and you can fend for yourself. So on one hand, you can fend for yourself. On the other hand, football
Is a team
game. You're out there with 4,900 other men or whatever it is. You know, you gotta have everybody's back.
Clear eyes, full heart,
The
can't
Spartan
lose, or
phalanx
something.
breaks if one link in the chain is broken.
That's right.
You must protect the Spartan to your left thigh to neck. I watched 300.
You did.
We can do one more. One final one. Chris Smith, Jaguars defensive end.
Oh,
was
Chris
asked-
Smith time.
Oh, Adam.
Why was that necessary?
Why is they use these names that are so easy to make fun of? Christmas time.
Adam Tyson.
The Cleveland Browns asked me, how many ways could you use a brick in a minute?
That's a good one.
That is actually a complex question.
You know what? This is the type of dumb shit. Have we ever gone through this on the show where I talked about how I almost got into the gifted program?
No.
Okay, if you're like a parent and you have like your kid is about to go for whatever this test is and they give you the option to do that, take your kid out of it. It made me hate school. Take your kid out of it. So do you remember the CCAT?
Yeah.
Did you have to take the CCAT?
Yeah.
I don't know if the CCAT is still a thing. So they were announcing all the students who took the CCAT and got the highest scores. It's okay. So by the way, I should give context. The CCAT is like a standardized test that they gave out in like what, grade 3 or 4?
Yeah.
And all students had to take it across the province of Ontario. I don't know if it was a Canada-wide
flower.
thing or what. It was the dumbest shit ever. It was like the EQAO test. At least they ask you like math questions and stuff, whatever. And that was the standardized test that we took the year before. The fuck. Anyway, so I took the CCAT test, and they're announcing all the students, and they announce all the usual suspects, the smart kids. And then they go, and Steve Glynn. and I remember the class, like a lot of students even turned around and went, Steve? Because they weren't expecting that shit.
I doubt you were expecting it.
I wasn't expecting it.
No.
But then for like 2 weeks, I felt like the smartest kid ever. I studied harder. I had more self-confidence. Everything was great. And then they bring you in for another test, an extra test. And if you do well on this test, you get into the gifted program. And a few days a week, they take you out of class with all your friends and they put you with other smart kids, which in my case would have just been they put you in with the smart kids because I wasn't one. And so I get in there and I just remember right away the guy giving the test. He was one of those guys who was bald but had dandruff.
Oh, yeah.
Right away, I was thrown off.
Uncomfortable.
It was cold, but he was wearing shorts and sandals. And they were those weird Velcro sandals, and his toes were all fungusy.
Hold on.
So I remember already I'm thrown off by this person.
Are you sure he wasn't our grade 10 English teacher, Mr.
No.
Because that was my grade 10. You just described my grade 10 English teacher.
I think I know who you're talking about. We'll talk after the show.
Okay.
Just in case, it's like Mr. Yankov. Out of here, boy! And he's friggin' listening to the podcast. Adam, you're a dick! Anyway, so this guy, he's just a super weird dude. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, I'm good at grammar. I'm good at English and spelling and all that. And math, I was still good at the time because they hadn't introduced algebra yet. They hadn't introduced letters. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be good at this. I'm smart. I'm a smart kid. Of course I'm smart. I did well on the CCAT. Then, like, one of the first things they asked me to do is put together a puzzle of a soccer ball. I'm like, what the fuck? And so I'm confused because there's, I don't know, black and white and all the pieces look the same but different. And I don't know, I struggled with it a little bit. Then there was another one of like, it was 2 pictures of like a kid running out of a burning house. And he like put it on the table. He's like, look at this. And I looked at it for like 5 seconds and then he took it away. And he's like, what were the differences between the 2 pictures? There were 6. Can you name them all? I'm like, what the fuck? No. And then there were all these other tests. And of course, I don't get into the gifted program. And from that day forward, we're talking, it might have been grade 6, somewhere between grade 4 and 6. From that day forward, I didn't like school as much. Ruined me. Ruined my academic career. And now look at me, fungus feet. I work for Sportsnet. You bald prick! Anyway, sorry. It's a scar. It's a mental scar, okay?
It is a scar. You are scarlet red.
I'm a 28-year-old man, and I'm still fucking jacked up about that. That was over half my life ago.
I drive a Dodge Stratus. Thank you.
You fungusy fuck.
I'm a man.
And I live in a van down by the river.
Down by the river. No, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So I just thought I would share that story.
Well, I'm glad you did. I don't know. I don't think I ever had a shot at that because I didn't care.
I shouldn't have.
No, but you're a kid. You don't. But from the moment I could, they taught me to read and to write and to do math. If I didn't care, I wouldn't put any effort in. And that's been my whole life's problem. And my blessing and my curse is that things that I love, I devote myself completely to. There's a lot of people who can like devote themselves to completely to things that they hate. I can't do it. I can't do it.
When did Stone Cold Steve Austin fight Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14?
WrestleMania 14.
Because that's when I took the test. Shut up! You dick!
A better question.
I don't know when WrestleMania 14 was.
WrestleMania 14.
Did they ask you to throw cups in that exam?
Yeah, he might have not liked me calling him a fungus foot prick.
WrestleMania 14 took place in 1998.
So I was, I guess, 10 when I took that fucking test. And it has scarred me to this day.
I can't believe that.
To this day.
Well,
I can't believe it's taken this long to go on the show. It's a mental scar.
Steve's emotionally eating cookies right now.
I am. Because fucking the fungus foot fuck took away my love of school.
I mentioned this a couple weeks ago, I think when I was away on vacation. Do we have time to talk about the dude in the Toronto Star did a photo shoot with Kale?
Yeah, we do. We got time. So Jesse, explain this.
So the Toronto Star, they wrote an article about men getting vasectomies and how they're over having children. They made a decision in their life. They're like, hey, I'm not.
I thought you said they were over having, like they were having too many children. I'm like, that's not how a vasectomy works.
They're just never gonna have. They saw children and they said bye.
I saw kids and I was just bye.
Exactly. So Andy Prosserman, 31, he commemorated his vasectomy with a photo shoot.
No, he didn't.
And he threw a party. And do you guys want to see some of these shots from his photo shoot to celebrate his vasectomy? And then I can also read some quotes
I'd like
from
to see
him.
Can you insert these photos into the the video so people can see them?
I'll credit you, Toronto Star, for your wonderful...
Okay, here. This dude is white for sure.
Yeah. Totally, he's a white guy.
This belongs on...
This is crazy white people shit.
Yeah.
Right here. I mean, as one, I believe I have...
Do you want to hear the quotes first, or you want to see the pictures?
I want to see the pictures.
No, quotes.
Adam's instinct was immediately quotes. Because his instincts are better than mine. Because apparently, I'm not good enough for the gifted program! You little prick!
Whereas I just didn't give a shit. Also, probably not smart enough. Actually, definitely not smart enough.
You know what, though? The kids who did get into gifted ended up, like, being kind of weird socially.
Yeah.
And I'm fine!
A lot of people who are members of Mensa are not... It doesn't... Just because you're smart does not mean you'll be rich. So they find, like, a lot of members of Mensa are just they're socially not adjusted and can't move forward in the world because it's hard.
Lock them in a lab. Invent stuff.
Jesse.
The 31-year-old Torontonian commemorated his recent vasectomy with a celebratory photo shoot. In one photo, he tenderly cradles a head of kale like green, leafy infant. In others, he clutches a bottle of scotch, a Nintendo controller, and his Canadian passport. All things he'll have time to enjoy in the absence of parental responsibilities.
So, please tell me they put the part of Toronto he's from?
No.
This dude lives down the hall from you, Jesse. Like, I'm telling you. There's no way that he's not from Liberty Village.
He could be from, like, Parkdale.
Yeah, but he grew up... no, he's not from Parkdale. He grew up in the nice section of Etobicoke or Mississauga, but now lives in Liberty Village, for sure.
Oh.
I think more Burlington.
Burlington?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's one of those guys where Toronto's not his home, it's his adventure.
Oh
Man.
my God. Has someone said that to you ever?
No.
Oh my God. I was just going to say, is that a thing that people say?
You sounded genuinely nauseous.
I would have been, I would have barfed right here. Okay, so let's talk about this then.
You want to take a look at these
I want these pictures, okay.
So this is we'll start here. Here he is clutching all his important things.
Oh my God. I could have drawn a picture of this guy before seeing the photo.
He's exactly how you think he looks. Whatever you have in your mind right now about a guy taking a picture with kale, this is how this guy looks.
I should have called Beard, too. Not that there's anything wrong with beards, everybody.
But obviously.
I should have called Beard.
And he has a lovely quote he threw up on his wall, if you want to read that, Adam.
'Cause I ain't Mumford, I ain't trying to have sons.
And he's got a childish Gambino quote behind him. Don't ruin something I like. Goddamn every downtown Torontonian guy.
Oh, sorry, do you have more
Why is he
pictures?
holding a head of kale?
We just have
I think he must be doing this for fun, right?
Resistance.
He must be joking.
No.
This is a joke.
No.
He's kidding.
This is a serious
He's
article.
got a great sense of humor, this guy. He must have a great sense of humor.
This is a serious
I hope
article.
so.
He's sitting in a room.
He's also got a good photographer friend.
He does.
He didn't pay for this shit.
No. He is actually babying a head of kale. Okay.
All right.
So
Let's
I'm gonna,
assess this.
So no.
Let's assess this.
He's playing a joke on the Star, and they ran with it.
No.
Oh, wait a second. That's the most important part. This is in the Toronto Star?
Yes.
This is news, Steve.
There's more than I think it's 2 men who are featured.
Subscribe to The Athletic.
And it's a profile
Fuck.
on how they decided to get their vasectomies in the life section of the Toronto Star. And I just think
He's hilarious. No, this guy's
No,
funny.
you know what?
This
I
guy's
think
hilarious.
I'm with Adam.
He's
I think I'm with
hilarious.
Adam.
No, he's hilarious. There's no way that's real.
He's a little bit of a knob, but he's mostly hilarious.
Yeah, like
I think
if
he's
you
like
saw
10% knob.
If you saw your friend, doing that, and you knew they were kidding, it's pretty funny.
yeah.
You know what? They're gonna do this redonkulous story on you. You might as well make it.
Yeah, if
Over
it's
the
going to be
top.
your one shot at putting something in a newspaper, I would.
You might as well go. I wonder if they'll do it. I wonder if they'll do it.
But he went through with a vasectomy.
Well, he probably was going to get that anyway.
No,
wasn't-
yeah, he was gonna get that anyway, though.
I don't know.
You think he got a vasectomy because of the Toronto Star?
No.
No, I think
He was gonna
this
get
is just
one.
how he lives his life.
And you think he legitimately wanted to sit in that chair with the head of kale
He said-
and look at it like it's a baby?
He said, "I'm gonna celebrate my vasectomy with a photo shoot." And one of the things I have now time for, because I won't have kids, is to eat more kale
Passionate about kale.
and to drink more whiskey. So I'm going to take a
Fucking
photo
guy.
shoot with
You
my
had
favorite
that
thing.
time anyway. Oh my god.
The writer of this article said it.
All right. I'm gonna one up you. Have you guys heard of the new butcher shop opening in Brooklyn?
Oh yes.
Have you? Did you know
All
that?
they do is sell sponge.
Did you know that it was launched on Kickstarter, a successful $50,000 Kickstarter campaign
Wow.
to start Monk's Vegetarian Butcher Shop and Delicatessen?
And someone tweeted this at me, literally with, "It's a butcher shop without meat."
There are
It
Levi
literally
Maestros
is.
everywhere. Yeah, it literally is. It's a butcher shop without meat. And that you could have said that in the Reddit threads and you would have been right.
I'm gonna open a music store where all I sell is Pootie Tang albums. It's just silence,
Just-
wall to wall silence.
So in the last few months, we've done the bar with no alcohol,
Bar with no
the
alcohol.
watch that doesn't tell time,
And now-
and now the meat shop that doesn't sell meat.
You know,
You know why? Because millennials defy convention, Jesse.
Yeah.
Because we're so smart. We're so smart. You know, one of
I still say Levi Maestro's the worst.
it is the worst. But we'll find someone worse.
There are sober people. There are vegetarians. Watch without time. Fuck you.
One of the
The bracelet.
Yeah, but still, why are you calling it a butcher shop? Is the word butcher that important to you? Like, call it a delicatessen, fine, but a butcher is for meat. That's the point.
They butchered the
They
thing.
butcher, and so then you're taking the word away from them, or taking away its power. What is it that
If you're in
doing by
Aberdeen,
that?
it's a butcher.
I have to. We have to tell you, is my stepmom said something really interesting to me while I was in Florida last week, and she's like, you know, the greatest thing about being retired is that, and she said, don't take this the wrong way, but every time someone new comes along, you know, they in the workplace, they come to you with these ideas as though nobody's thought of them before. These young 20-somethings, and they go, what about this? And they've got these grand plans. And then you realize, oh my God, I'm only 10 years into this. Another person in 10 years is going to do the same thing, and the cycle just repeats itself.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're doing. That's what millennials are. Only now we all have our own platforms. There's no way that before the internet, a vegan butcher shop works. No way. No way that it happens. Doesn't get off the ground.
It's in
But
Brooklyn,
because we're all like,
it's in
yo,
Brooklyn.
we defy convention, bro. We're
Everyone
different,
defies
bro.
convention.
Listen to the kid, bro. Kanye West met with Donald Trump this morning, bro. Actually happened.
This guy plays an electric guitar.
But why do you have to brand it as a butcher shop? Why can't
Exactly.
it just be a vegan restaurant?
Because we're talking about it.
All right.
Because we are talking about it. By the way, they are not the first one to open. I believe one in Minneapolis opened like a couple years ago. So any Wild fans listening, confirm or deny.
It's good that Kanye West kind of took the job of Michael Jackson early in Trump's presidency.
Isn't it?
Yeah. You know, you need a distraction. You might as well get in early. And
There you go.
It used to be Michael Jackson, and now, hey, I want to be the distraction from the actual news.
Are millennials to blame for smaller hotel closets?
Is that an actual headline?
Woodworkingnetwork.com wrote an article about it. They say, not only are millennials driving the interior design in the next generation of hotels, their desires are also influencing residential interior design as well.
I travel a lot. By average standards. I travel for work. I travel for pleasure. I like to get out of town when I can. I've stayed at a lot of hotels. I cannot say that at any point I know anything about the hotel size, the size of the actual hotel closet. I can't say I've ever.
Their basic argument is that millennials, they carry less things. They care more about their laptops and their Wi-Fi.
No,
those are things.
Than the hotel.
And you know why? You know why we carry less? You know why we carry less things? Because our phones and laptop do everything that our parents used to have to haul around. If you wanted to read
we can't afford trips that are that long.
Yeah. Well, no,
we can't afford trips where we're bringing outfits.
If you wanted to, 20 years ago, if you wanted a variety of 2,000 songs, you had to bring a CD jacket with you. If you wanted to read 3 books on vacation, you had to bring them with you. Yeah. That's why. Hello, not millennials. Who created computers? The late boomers did.
I'm so angry we're talking about this.
I know.
Because we are giving this shite.
Can we?
A click. All you got to do is write about a millennial. All you got to do is write about millennials and you'll get clicks.
And say,
doesn't matter if they're angry clicks.
And they're doing it differently.
Yeah,
here's how.
Doesn't matter if they're angry clicks, you're getting clicks. Write an article about analytics that sucks balls. Watch your numbers skyrocket. You think your boss gives a shit? Pat on the shoulder. Here you go. Stop feeding shit you don't like. God damn it.
There's a...
you know how many subscriptions to The Athletic I just sold today?
Are vegan millennials responsible for the death of cows?
I don't know. Why don't we ask Kanye West at Trump Tower what he thinks
with
of all
his
this
Cisco
shit?
hair?
Cisco hair.
Kanye's dyed his hair blonde.
Oh, okay, good.
By the way, I think it's great that after Kanye was on a 5150 hold, which is like a psychiatric hold for 72 hours. He was handcuffed to a bed that he's allowed to now go talk to Trump, and Trump can make time for him, and he shouldn't be at home getting rest and getting better.
Yeah, it's a distraction, everybody. Go pay attention to what is not that story.
The guy needs a break, man. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. All right, I want to talk about something good.
What the fuck?
John Scott threw up an Instagram post. Johnny Scottman threw up a post, and it was a picture of a screenplay written by Mitch
Marner.
Mitch Marner, who's obviously a very well-known writer. Tuesdays with Maury, if anybody's read that, it's great.
Smallwood.
Kale Underwood.
Hey, Kale Underwood.
Kale photo shoot.
The title of the movie, guys.
Kale photo shoot plays left wing for the Moose Jaw Warriors. Kale photo shoot vasectomy.
Only eats vegan meat. Lives in a closet with Wi-Fi.
The vegetarian butcher shop, Swift Current Broncos.
Supports the shootout.
Supports the shootout. Oh my God. No. John Scott posted a picture of the screenplay for his movie, gentlemen.
I saw.
And we haven't been contacted, but I have an honest question.
It's bullshit. Yeah.
Do we make this movie?
Maybe in
Do we make this movie, even in a quick cutaway scene?
You know what?
Do we make this movie?
Yeah. I bet they do a compilation of how it got started.
Montage.
They do a montage. They do American Wyshynski.
Everybody's talking in a microphone in a montage.
They do American Wyshynski starting the thing.
For sure.
They use actual lines from the podcast where they started the thing. And then they have a montage of just, like people pointing and, hey, yeah, we should do this. Yeah, it's kind of funny. And they'll have a bunch of blogger types. They won't have us specifically. Yeah. I don't think.
I mean, they should.
Well, is it a documentary or is it just kind of a...
It's a movie about it. It's not a documentary. It's based on... It's a screenplay.
Okay.
So there is a movie there that will be acted.
They won't have us. They might want to come on the show and promote it.
Yeah, they're more than welcome to, but I will ask them at that point, why aren't you having us on there? We were clearly a part of
You
this.
dicks.
But Merrick versus Wyshynski, number one deserve to be on.
They
it.
have to.
I don't even think they're going to be that specific about it. I think they'll
They
have
should.
They'll have general podcast, generic dudes who started this trend.
Yeah, so this is what's bullshit about podcasting right now is you can still do that.
Yeah.
They're not
You
going to
can
just be
ignore it.
regular people. They're going to be like the South Park World of Warcraft nerds.
Yeah.
Let's get John Scott into this All-Star game.
Yeah, that's a good point. Or Weenie in the butt.
In the morning? Hey, you know it'd be funny.
97.3.
Hey. Why are they going to vote for a guy like him?
All right, let's do the press conference.
The Presser. SDP.
This is from KVH_1990, who writes, Steve, having worked in the zoo, does it bother you that animal crackers are not more to scale when in cracker form?
It is true. The giraffe cracker is not nearly tall enough.
He's a little round. He looks a little brachiosaurus.
Yeah, there are no giraffes that fat. So
Yeah.
we need more slender giraffes, but I mean real giraffes have curves.
Yeah.
And we need shorter rhinos. And we need elephants with longer trunks and better memories. That's what we need.
You need a cracker that remembers.
You do need a cracker that
Okay,
remembers.
all right. That's good. I like that. It's a funny question.
A Pepperidge Farm cracker.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. That's nice. I like that.
What's the most disgusting potato chip flavor you've ever had for everyone?
You know what I hated forever, and I'm just starting to come around on it, is dill pickle.
No.
I used to hate dill pickle. What, are you saying nope, you hate it, or nope?
It's disgusting.
It's still not my favorite, but I'll eat it.
It's disgusting.
You have a problem, sir.
No, I look, again, I don't like it. But I won't, I don't know. No, it used to be like I would not eat a chip. They're gross. You know what I still can't get over? And dill pickle kind of tastes like this, and this is why I can't eat them. Everyone loves salt and vinegar. Why?
It's okay.
Not only does it not taste that great, but it stings and burns. It like hurts my teeth.
Yeah, and you
Because I
scrape your
feel
mouth.
it eroding the enamel in my mouth. Salt and vinegar sucks. Every flavor is better.
Well, I wouldn't say it sucks.
Give me any flavor of Dorito. Give me the hottest hot chip, which we still need to do at some point.
Wherever those are.
I think I have this somewhere. We haven't done a night show since in like months.
We'll figure it out. Maybe we do it on Friday.
But Friday's not a night show; it's a morning show.
We just do it at the party.
No,
Friday at Jesse's house?
That's not
Jesse's
happening.
Christmas party?
Yeah.
that's not happening.
Here's
Because you only got one toilet?
Yes.
so here's the correct answer to your question. The correct answer is ketchup chips. Wholly
Dude.
overrated and terrible tasting.
I used to barf. Like my neighbor across the street who I grew up with, he used to, every year he would have a party with pizza where instead of tomato sauce, he had barbecue sauce underneath and ketchup chips.
On the pizza?
No. And ketchup. I'm just listing those because they're two things I would never have outside of his birthday party.
right.
Okay.
And for years we couldn't figure out whether it was the pizza and barbecue sauce or if it was the ketchup chips. Years later, definitely ketchup chips. The barbecue sauce is delicious. I have barbecue sauce on my pizza. Doesn't have to be
I have
under
that
the
too.
crust, but
Ketchup chips are terrible. They're only available in Canada. I don't know why they're not a thing in the States. You know why? Because Americans know better.
it's like a dumb thing that we brag about.
Yeah, it's a
We
great.
have ketchup chips, and Americans are like, okay, keep them.
Keep them. They're yours.
Like you talk to some Americans, they hold it in this regard, like, ooh, ketchup
chips, so
Ooh, Wish
exotic.
we could get them. No, they suck.
That's why you're
ketchup
not
chips
getting them.
suck.
They would never sell. They'd never sell.
No, they in the UK, they have, and apparently it's big in South Africa too. Roasted chicken,
It's good. I've had it. I like it.
also prawn cocktail in the UK. But
That is weird. I have tried
it is
those.
weird, but I like seafood.
yeah,
like
so
seafood.
do I.
Even
but
though it doesn't really taste like seafood.
I don't want a potato to taste like a prawn.
Oh, but it can taste like a jalapeno. It can taste like cheese.
I just don't want a potato to taste like that. It's just a personal thing that I have, but I don't think that a sea crawler that eats garbage off the bottom of the freaking.
Oh, don't ruin seafood for me and all Italians. Stop it.
I'm just saying.
delicious.
Man. I'm just saying. Not into it. All right.
So
Jesse,
is
next.
your answer just dill pickle? And
No,
ketchup?
I don't like a lot of chips, so I don't.
What
have
are your
an
favorite
answer.
chips then?
I like sour cream and onion and the purple Dorito bag. I don't know what flavor it is.
A bold barbecue, I think.
Yeah, I think that's it. And that's pretty much
Man,
it.
I don't know a lot of things well, but I know Doritos pretty well. I know Doritos very
All
well.
other kind of chips I can kind of pass on. So I'm not a big chip person.
I cannot. I will dummy any bag of chips in front of me, save for salt and vinegar, ketchup, and dill.
I don't ever need to have another potato chip in my life, and I don't ever need to have another French fry.
You're just wrong. You're wrong.
But
I love French fries.
I love them too,
Yeah.
but I don't need to have another one. Whenever I get a burger and it's just assumed I want French fries, no, man, I want a salad. Sometimes I just want fries on their own.
We're not friends.
Sometimes I just want
Can't be
to.
friends. You don't bring my James. You say outrageous things about fries. I can't.
But I could not live without chocolate. I'm a chocolate person. I've got a sweet tooth.
You know what I can't live without? Just generally food that is awful for me. Okay?
Yeah.
Chocolate, chips, fries, put it all in my
Pizza.
food hole. Pizza
for sure.
is good for you. It is dairy. It is
Dairy's awful for you.
No, it is fiber. There's vegetables.
You just described chocolate, which is, I guess, also
There's
good
no
for you.
fiber in chocolate.
Yeah.
What fibrous chocolate are
Fiber
you
One
having?
bars.
All
Okay.
brand
Fiber
chocolate.
bars.
Yeah, Fiber One bars.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Fiber One brownies,
Yeah,
which
on,
exist.
on
Which,
Easter,
by the way,
try giving your kid a
taste-
Fiber One bar. See how it goes.
That's a different taste. Do we have any more?
Yeah, we can. One final question.
One more.
Finner
So I
333
can go home and beat traffic.
wants to know, where does Adam keep his Montreal Impact jersey?
Screw you, man.
Yeah, that's easy. Right next to his Montreal Canadiens jersey.
I do have my Montreal Canadiens, the Berkshire or Jerkshire one. I should give that to Andrew.
When do you think they'll get the Expos back, Adam?
Montreal?
Yeah.
Actually, sooner than you think. I actually do think they'll get it back.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm answering that
He almost
seriously.
said we. You heard that? He almost said we. Does that mean yes, or you're referring to yourself in Montreal as the same thing?
I'm actually surprised at how well this is caught on.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's on this.
It's funny. Some people
It's
are just like, oh, yeah, alleged Montrealer Adam Wilde. And someone I think was like, yeah, it's like, you know who likes that? French fucks like Adam. I was like, whoa. Aggressive, man.
Aggressive. But we know they were kidding. And they're right back. No, I wasn't, you French fuck.
I think they just wanted to say something that they felt would have a lot of impact.
Oh, that's almost worse than Christmas time.
Oh, did that not sounder right? Because Seattle's team is
Seattle
called the Sounders.
yeah.
Because that's a
Yeah.
thing. Also Sound Tigers. Hey there, Bridgeport.
We should have ended this episode 5 minutes in.
Disagree.
5 minutes in.
5 minutes in?
Yeah, okay, we're done.
No, because we weren't even good then.
Exactly.
All right.
You
Little
don't remember
change.
the beginning of this?
Little change in the podcast schedule because of unforeseen circumstances, aka
Adam's a prick.
my performance review at work. We are doing the show on Friday. So you can drive home with us, or you can listen to us Saturday morning with your kids. We'll be sure to swear a lot. We love you guys. Thank you for listening. And we promise we'll start out at least a little bit smoother on Friday.
Wait, okay, it's 2:10. Let's quickly check reporter Chris's Twitter to make sure the Leafs don't screw us again, like
Okay.
they did with the Enroth
Okay, do it.
news. Nothing. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
All right,
everyone's
we'll
still
see you
Leaf.
later.
Okay, bye.
Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Brought to you by Panago Pizza. Order at panago.com and stuff your face with deliciousness.